Everyone always tells you to go after goals, chase goals, do goals, set goals. The real question is, does it even work? And what's some strategies to do so? I'm Dom Jackson, Day by Day Media, and this is my daily vlog where I vlog the process of building my agency, Day by Day Media. And in this video, I want to cover some of the goal stuff that I do for myself and my agency. So one of the biggest things I've been working on and doing is getting clients through cold outreach, warm outreach as well, but mostly cold. So DMs, Facebook groups, hitting up people that don't know me, contacting them, and then telling about my service. And one of the first spots I went and found people was in Facebook groups. So like, hey, I'm a podcast editing service. I help I have audio podcasts, come video podcasts. I have video podcasts with their content on YouTube. So video podcast marketing. And I go into groups, talk to people, send them for YouTube guide. And then I slowly help them create a better system for their content and edit the videos for them. So like, it's a process of getting there, but like the goal is to go from cold, get to my lead magnet, which is YouTube video, YouTube guide, get a consultation, boom, we talk about blah, 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 and I'm editing your show and stuff for you. With that, I'm also thinking about doing a DM business that might can add on to because it's just no matter what I'm doing, it's attention and sales, what I'm doing essentially. And they both work hand in hand just by getting things done. One of the biggest issues I was having for myself was that, I had a goal originally to get 100, 100 for 100 days. Like Alex really talks about doing 100 outreach for 100 days. And that started in December of 2023, I think on the 17th or 18th. And then the last day was going to be on the 26th of March of this March coming up. And I didn't do 100 for 100 days. I've had some days I didn't do it, but going back and forth, trying to kind of keep up with ebbs and flows of things. It's been a process for me. It's been one of the biggest struggles, but I also need the most amount of things from it because I need the leads. So what I've been doing is I've been tracking to see how long it takes to get one thing done. So in an hour, how many people can I hit up? So, I found out that I can get about 30 people, 30 to 33 people in an hour if I hit them up. And if I hit 100 a day, I would have to do that for at least 4 hours, give or take, like three and some change, but let's keep it up four, because obviously I'm doing it for the amount and not the number. So what I had to do was figure out what my system was to get this down because I wanted to commit to one form of marketing and outreach just so I can get the skill set down before I switch too much. And doing that, I made this little chart. I review my thing every week. This is another one I just paid just for this. I don't want to have too much other stuff on there, make it too noisy. But I broke down how long it would take to get each one. So Facebook also has a limit how many you can do cold. It's about 66 for every 2 days, just about. So at a certain point, you can't send any more messages no matter what. So I did about 66 every 2 days. So that means I could probably get 200 in a week if I do 198. It's 66 times three. So I rounded up to 198 to see if I could sneeze a couple other ones in there. But what I did, I broke down the 1,000 number, which is the big goal, 1,000. Because last week I only got 366. 1,000 and it's separated in between a bunch of different ones. So I have 200 for Facebook cold, 200 for Facebook warm, because you can do more things. You can only hit up a certain amount of people cold, but warm, you can hit up people a certain amount as well. It's a different number. I don't think they apply to each other. Then LinkedIn, which I currently don't have a limit for with the package that I have, but that might have it too. So I have to readjust for that strategy. Then the amount of cold emails that I have that I've gotten from websites, and then a while warm emails that I have from people that are inside my lead lead list already. 50 texts and 150 Instagram DMs. So breaking it down really helped out a lot to kind of systemize what numbers I hit so I can hit them in my head. And having an idea of how long the time takes for each thing. I got to block off 10 hours to do 300 LinkedIn outreaches. And the it may not be the best. It may not be the best uh, formula for right now, but I'm going to improve more as I do more. So I have in the game plan how I'm going to attack each one of the avenues, and then what are the qualifications and things I can't do inside of each one. So my tip for you is if you're watching this, take the numbers and break it down. And then I'm going to time block these in different spots for the amount of time. So, hey, 4 hours here, 3 hours here, da da da, da da da. Hermosi talks about having 4 hours every day for 100 days, which seems like a great idea too. I will have to implement that. I but just breaking it down definitely helped out a lot because the number is definitely one of the biggest parts. Just the sheer volume of people that you're hitting up, you know, the micro skills you're picking up of conversations and how to read people's accounts and seeing what they're doing. There's a lot of great things that come with this too. You just got to figure out which way it works best for you. I do this every Friday to reassess my thing. It's my 7-day review to make sure that I'm on track because it's very easy to lose track of things. And it's very easy to get yourself, it's very easy to lose track and it's very easy to lose track of yourself. So just taking each thing that I need to get done and taking each part of my process and making it smaller steps and then see how much time those steps take so I can time block them accordingly will make it a lot easier. So if I'm doing it, this many hours in the morning, or if I'm doing it this many hours at night, or I'm doing it this time frame, I know how to adjust my schedule accordingly. Because if you don't manage it, if you don't measure it, you can't manage it. And if you don't have the time block for it, you don't make time, you ain't got time. So create time to create time is always one of the biggest things that I try to do. How do you guys like this style with the Zoom video? Usually I'm doing a selfie with the camera, it's kind of on the go. But if I sat down and did more one of these are still not super polished just because I want them to be on the go so I can give you like an idea of things. But if I'm doing something that's a little more thoughtful and I have to explain things a little more, give you more visual with it. I have no problem doing that, a little more educational. Like when I go through my YouTube process of what when I assess the analytics for real for all the videos I'm putting out, I'll do something like this too, so you can see it, have a demonstration. I'll make it a little more production based because it's documentation, but that also might be content in itself. This is more but everything else is kind of more just documentation content. Um, but yeah, if you like this, put a comment below. As always, thank you so much for watching. Take it one step at a time. You'll get there day by day.